All right. A couple of quick notes from that riders meeting as per usual. First and foremost, parents and riders, please make sure you know your moto number. You are up 25 to 30 motos of advance, preferably. We don't want to have anybody miss a moto tonight. Please be there on time. Number two, make sure. Ooh, if a, wow, if a rider goes down out on the track, parents, we know it's tough to want to run out on the track. Please resist that urge. We have volunteers out on the track, and if we need you guys, we will call for you. And last and certainly not least, from the gate to the 30-foot line, it is illegal to intentionally impede the progress of another rider. Once again, illegal to intentionally impede the progress of another rider. That rule applies from the exit of turn 3 all the way to the finish line. With that being said, if I could have everybody rise and remove your hats, direct your attention to the flags on the 4th straightaway for tonight's national anthem. All right. Scoring officials to your spots, staging officials to your spots, corner officials to your spots. Let's get this show on the road, everybody. All right, once again, corner officials to your spots, finish line officials head on out to your spots. It's okay, we'll just say we were waiting on Curtis. No, you weren't. Todd beat you. He said, I'll take second. That's okay. Mr. Harmon, apparently you win the getting to your spot first award tonight. It's worth something. Need Zoe to staging. Oh, we need Stone. Stone Bailey to staging. Stone Bailey to staging. No, not your Zoe. He's like, my kid? Nah, you're all good. All right. Still needs Stone Bailey. Got him. I see the bike. Does Stone have a onesie on? That's awesome. Another quick reminder, everybody, before the gate drops, Alicia is still out here walking around selling raffle tickets. She will be all night long. She's right over there at the white Easy Up and the Blue Springs BMX one. She'll be selling raffle tickets until the end of round number 2. Once again, that'll be for 3 Nick Long jerseys that he will be signing when he's here tomorrow. He's bringing them with him. Then a bunch of other baskets of goodies. All proceeds from the raffle and from entry fees tonight are going directly to Nick Long and his wife Lindsay and their baby Tallulah, who's been fighting some medical issues as of late. We're trying to help him cover some expenses. So once again, all proceeds from tonight will be going directly to Nick and his family to help his little girl out. He'll be here, I believe we decided 10 a.m. tomorrow, 10 to 3. He'll be out here running a clinic. We may have some spots available as well. Go on over and check out the Facebook page. We got some spots available for that still. You want to get some of the highest quality training in the entire sport right before the Grand Nationals coming up here in about 2 weeks.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, gate is down. Got all 7 of our balance bikes going down the first straightaway together. Got Stone Bailey, Maverick Gares, Emilio Perdomo, Uriah Carmen, Zoe Quinn, Asher Werlich, and Ethan Johnston. Pretty good shot out of one rider going into turn 1. Might be Ethan sitting out front. We'll get a peek of a number plate when they come all the way back to us. They'll do one full lap around tonight, and then that'll do it for the balance bikes. We'll move on into the Lady Cruiser class, but it's a 293 Maverick Gares. Maverick sitting out front, leading them down the 2 straightaway. No, don't look at me. Go that way. Stone Bailey sitting on back to the 2 spot, followed by the 820 ride of Uriah Carmen on back to the 3. Top 4 round 744 ride of Emilio Perdomo. Coming all the way back at me. Still Maverick and Stone out running on the 1-2, followed by Uriah on the 3 spot. Go, go, go. Cracks me up the Stone's name is written real small at the top of the plate. That's awesome. Go, go. Of course, as well, your balance bike racing tonight brought to you by Icon 4. Get loud for him, ladies and gentlemen. Coming back to the finish line to grab his ribbon tonight will be Maverick Gares on the 1 spot. Coming on back to the 2, looks like Stone Bailey going to grab up that second podium spot. Last spot up for grabs looks like Uriah and Emilio fighting for it all the way back to me. Looks like it's going to be Carmen coming all the way back. One more jump to go. That'll be your top 3. Going to go Maverick, Stone, and Uriah, 1, 2, and 3. Emilio back to the 4.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Bam, gate is down. Motor number 3, 17 to 20-year-old women cruisers got Avery Franklin, Miss Kitty Weston, Howard Carlson, and McKenna Luptak taking one rider on out to the main event out of this one. Out of motor number 3, looks like 11 ride 110 Nutrition Colors. McKenna Luptak sitting out front on this one, leading them down through the 2 straightaway, building a little bit of a gap in and out of the second corner. Got Carlson and Franklin back to the 2-3. Miss Kitty back to the 4. Once again, one rider going straight on out of this one. We'll have the remaining 3 in round number 2, but stretching it way on out as we go in and out of the final corner. Seth Schwartz to staging. Seth Schwartz to staging as we come back down all the way back to the stripe. Easy one for Luptak. Going to grab up that first and only transfer spot out of 3 all the way back to me. That was Luptak out of motor number 3.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Also, I didn't say it. Hi, Miss Kitty.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate is down on motor number 4. 10-year-old cruisers got Trenton T-Money, Stewart, Bash, Noteboom, the Sheepdog of Weston Shepherd, and Racing Case and Murray. Pretty good shot out of Bash, Noteboom on the inside line. Ad Asper Colors out of Olathe, Kansas, going to lead a minute out of turn number 1. Single file got Murray, Stewart, and Shepherd in the hip pocket running 2, 3, and 4. Once again, only one rider going on out event out of this one. Looks like Noteboom still stretching it out just a little bit, trying to hold on for that first and only spot. Murray all over the rear, trying to hang nice and close, but we know how tough Noteboom can be to catch on the back half of the track once he gets rolling. In and out of turn 3. He stretched it out a little bit, going to hold it down nice and smooth all the way home. Bash Noteboom going to get that one and only spot on motor number 4. 5 is the motor number. 13-year-old cruisers guy. Bentley Galbali, Cody Velasquez, Benjamin Fetch. Looks like Fetch and Galbali out on the 1, 2. Velasquez on back to the 3 spot. Total points racing on this one. They're going to do it all 3 times all night long. New rider coming up on the underneath side. Galbali going to take over that 1 spot. Once again, racing for low points. Fetch trying to get him right back, doing it for the AOT crew out of Odessa, Missouri. But it's all Dream Team colors coming out of St. Charles, Missouri. Galbali leading them all the way back down through the 4th straightaway, all the way back home, trying to grab up a low point. Going to go Galbali for a 1, Fetch for 2, Vasquez for a 3. Out of motor number 5. 6th, the motor number 15-year-old cruisers guy, the Golden Peddler, Dakota Harris, Seth Schwartz, Matthew Kepka, Brody, Drew Jameson, and Talon Galbali. Looks like Stafford and Galbali out on the 1, 2, followed up by Jameson, Schwartz. Harris and Kepka taking 2 riders on out to the minute. Out of this, it's all Brody Stafford stretching it way on out as we come all the way back home, followed up by Talon Galbali running on the 2 spot again for the Dream Team out of St. Charles, Mo. That's how it's going to go. Going to go Stafford and Galbali, your 2 transfer spots out of 6. 7 is the moto number. Get loud for him, everybody. 500 novice. Got 2 racks of them tonight. Got Maggie Welch, Piper Franklin, Gnarly Callum Bronson, Jet Hicks, and Brecken Murray out on track right now. Taking 2 riders on out to the main event. Looks like, is that Callum Bronson sitting out front? Looks like it is. Doing it out of Belton, Missouri, coming down through the 2 straightaway. A little bit of a gap. You got Harker Realty Colors to Franklin right on back to the 2 spot, followed up by Welch on the 3. 175 right back to the 4 spot. That's Jet Hicks, followed up by all 3 years old of Brecken Murray on back to the 5 spot. And down through the 3 straightaway, still Bronson. Franklin stretching it out just a little bit. Welch trying to hang nice and close, followed up by Hicks and Murray. Oh, Franklin inching up a little bit closer on Bronson, but both going on out to the main event right now, trying to hold it down nice and smooth back to the stripe. Little bobble, not quite enough. They're going to get it 1, 2. Going to go Franklin and Bronson for your 2 transfer spots out of motor number 7. I need you guys to get loud. We got even more of them. Bam, gate is down to motor number 8. 500 novice. Got Weston Cross, Zoe Hawley, Lincoln Rao, Cooper Thorson, and Ivy Gwynn. Pretty good shot out of cross out of the middle of the field. That's Weston leading him in and out. Oh, Holly on the inside line trying to grab up a 2 spot. New rider coming around the outside. I believe that's Lincoln Rao. That's how it's going to go. Looks like Cross and Rao running 1 and 2, followed up by Holly, Thorson, and the 930 ride. 980, that's Ivy Gwynn. Still taking 2 on out to the main event. Looks like Cross and Rao, but here comes Zoe Holly on the 3 spot, trying to find a way by through the rhythm section along with Thorson and Gwynn back to the 4-5. Here comes Zoe Holly, going to try to find a way on up to the top 2 once again.
Attention.
All Lincoln's got to do is hold on for that 2 spot, and he'll be moving on straight to the main event, but he's not going to have it easy coming back down through the 4th straightaway. Meanwhile, it's all Western Cross. He's going to get in nice and easy wire to wire out of 8. Here comes the battle. Holly inching a little closer, not quite going to have enough out of round number 1. Lincoln Rao going to get that 2nd spot out of motor number 8. 9, the motor number 7-year-old novice got Jackson, Cufftack, Gwynn, Murphy, Welch, Johnson, and Rao. Looks like 884 ride leading him down through the 1-2 straightaway right now. Katie Johnson followed up by Edwin Welch. And believe that's Braxton Rao running 1, 2, and 3. Hardcore Realty Killers on back to the 4 spot. Looks like Isabella Gwynn. It's all still Johnson, Welch, Rao 1, 2, and 3. 3 riders going on out to the main event. Got Gwynn and Jack Murphy on the outside looking and trying to get those last 2 spots up for grabs, with the top 3 are stretching it way on out all the way back to me. That's how it's going to go. Katie Johnson going to get a spot. Edwin Welch going to get a spot, along with Braxton Rao out of motor number 9.
Okay, riders, random start.
Oh, hold on to it.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
10 is the motor number, 9-year-old novice guide, Declan Hayes, Colleen Beanie Welch, Cairo Catan, Kyson Parker, and Remy Robinson. Pretty good shot out of the Hardcore Realty colors in and out of turn number 1. We got him stretching it way on out. Get a look of a number plate. Looks like Kyson Parker leading him down through the 2 straightaway right now, followed by the 31 ride. That's Declan Haynes coming out of Topeka, Kansas. Looks like Beanie Welch on back to the 3 spot. All competition for that. Still, Parker, Haynes leading them 1 and 2. 2 spots over grabs in the main event. Got Welch and the 550 rider Robinson. All those. Oh, here comes Beanie around the outside. Welch trying to slide on up to that. She'll make it stick as we go in and out of turn number 3.
Okay, riders.
New rider moving on up to that 2 spot. Now Haynes got a little bit of work to do.
The gate.
All the way back to me. Going to go Parker for a spot and Welch for a spot out of motor number 10. One more time, Matt. Wyatt Peary on up to staging. Wyatt Peary needs you in staging. 11 is the motor number. 11-year-old novice got Dutton, Velasquez, Johnson, and Rogers. Looks like the Hunter of Winston Rogers sitting out front on this one, followed by the 614 ride Blake Johnson. They're running 1 and 2, followed by Dutton and Velasquez on the 3 spot up for grabs in the main event. Just 1 spot up for grabs. Looks like the Hunter still stretching it way on out, coming out of turn 3. No challenge out of round number 1. Might be have a little bit more in the main, but it's going to go the Hunter or Rogers for that only spot. 11 is the motor number. Now 13-year-old novice. 12 is the motor number. Got Henry Jepson, Hayden Franklin, Connor Arnold, Chase Conway, and Skylar Visnich. Looks like Visnich and Franklin leading them 1-2 down through the 2 straightaway. 741 ride trying to move on up to the 3 spot. Looks like Henry Jepson out of Warrensburg, Missouri for the Donut Factory. But it's all Skylar Visnich doing it for the Donut Factory as well, leading them down through the 3 straightaway. Got Hardcore Realty colors of Franklin on back to the 2 spot, taking 2 riders on out to the main event. Jepson doing all kinds of work along with Conway to try to move on up to those top 2 spots. But Franklin stretching it out just a little bit as we come all the way back home, going to keep it nice and safe all the way back to the line. Visnich going to get a spot, and Hayden Franklin going to get a spot out of motor number 12. We're officially at the time of the year where every rider has a team listed on their moto sheet, and they all have hoodies on, so I have to actually check who's riding for what team unless I know it. For the Donut Factory riders, I usually don't because Brian Peck does that cool thing where he picks up like a ton of riders at once, so I don't have time to learn what anybody's teams are. Appreciate you, Brian.
Attention.
I mean, there's some, like Dan makes it nice and easy. There's Edge Racing hoodies that a lot of the kids ride in, so you know exactly what they're on from a distance.
Watch the gate.
It's all good. It's cold. 13, the motor number out on track. 15-year-old novice got Wyatt Peary, King Henry Campbell, and Hawkins. Oh, big flatland out of P2 right there, but it's all King Henry Campbell leading him in and out of turn number 1 for Blue Springs, Missouri. Looks like 761 right on back to the 2 spot. Oh, it's the 161. Carson Hawkins followed up by Peary on back to the 3. Flat feet, Henry, flat feet. Still single file down through the 3rd straightaway. Got Campbell, Hawkins, Peary running 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, riders. Random start.
Low points racing on this one, total points. So they're going to do it all 3 rounds. The lowest points are going to count. Got a 1 spot for Campbell out of round number 1. Hawkins going to come on back for a deuce. Peary for a 3 out of 13. 14, the motor number now. 6-year-old intermediates got Baby Cake, Austin Miller, K-Bo Hall, and Piper Harves. Total points on this one as well. They're going to do it all 3 times. All Harves trying to go on the up and under on Hall. Going to have to settle on back for a 3 spot. But it's all Baby Cake Miller grabbing a nice little hole shot coming out of turn number 1. Going to lead him in and out of turn number 2. Still Miller, Hall, Harves stretching it out just a little bit. Sink through the section. Single filing coming all the way back to me. Still Miller, Hall, Harves. You're 1, 2, and 3. They grew up so fast. All the way back to me. Low points racing as well. Miller going to get an ace out of round number 1. K-Bo Hall going to come on back for a 2 spot. Harves for a 3. 15, the motor number now. A little bigger, little faster. 10-year-old intermediates got Tatum Todd Wellborn, Fetty Stay Ready Hall, Brennan Hale, Tree Money Stewart, and Lightning Lachlan Campbell. Got Wellborn and Hall out on the 1-2, followed by Team Money, Campbell, and Hale. 2 riders going on. Main event looks like Wellborn for the Freaky Fast crew leading them down through the 3 straightaway, followed up by Fetty Hall.
Attention.
And Team Money along with Lightning and Hale. Lightning and Hale. See that? See how that worked? Oh, Lightning going way down low, but it's 2 spots up for grabs. 1 spot going to belong to Wellborn, stretching it way on out. Oh, Fetty let off the gas. Team Money going to come on by for that 2nd spot. That was Wellborn. And Stewart grabbing your transfers out of 15. Turning the page on over to 16, 11-year-old intermediate. Chase Mode Curly, Zach Attack Bass, Whole Shot Brady Barker, Browan Morgan, Benny the Jet Bass. Looks like, oh, is that Whole Shot Barker sitting out front of us? Followed up by Morgan, Curly, and Zach Attack along with Benny the Jet rounding out the top 5. Nice tight racing on this one. Morgan trying to go around the outside.
Watch the gate.
2 riders going on out to the main event. Curley trying to find a way on up. Top 2 stretching it out just a little bit. A little bobble out of Morgan. Going to have to settle for P2 all the way back home. Going to go whole shot Barker. And Bro and Morgan, your 2 transfer spots out of 16. London. Did he lose his shoe? Can't park there. 17, the motor number, 12-year-old intermediates got Wise, Roberts, Robinson, Conklin, and Johnson. Looks like Wise in a 642. Tucker Robinson sitting out front now, followed up by Mac Roberts. Hi, Hunter. In and out of turn number 3 right now. Here comes Robinson trying to find a way on by. Going to pull right up alongside Wise, taking 2 riders on out to the main event out of this one. Roberts trying to find a way on up, but it's all Wise and Robinson. Those will be your 2 transfer spots out of 17. Man. That was cute.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
I can't say that,
start.
no. Can't say that.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Stacked one coming all the way back out. The 18's the motor number 13 intermediate. Skaggs, Fetch, Welch, Morgan, Penny, Odell, Johnson, and Hyder. Looks like Archer Penny leading them in and out of turn number 1. Here comes A.J. Johnson and Neon Nova Odell rounding out the top 3. Lost one over there in turn number 1. Going to get that rider picked on up all the way back home, but it's a single file NASCAR-looking race in and out of turn number 2. Followed up, still got Penny, Johnson, Odell, Welch, your top 4, followed up by Morgan and Skaggs back to the 5. Here comes Johnson trying to find a way on by. Penny taking that outside line up to pay it off, but Johnson's right there looking, taking 3 riders on out to the main event. Going to go Archer Penny for a spot, A.J. Johnson for a spot, and Neon Noah Odell grabbing up that 3rd and final spot out of 18. I was about to argue that. You're kind of onto something. I said, I can't say that on the mic. Corey said, well, you could technically say anything once. I kind of like my job. I think I'm going to coast where I'm at. You're fired. Piper, you good? She quit. She gave up. I don't think these people like quitters. You are at a racetrack after all. If anybody sees Piper after this, make sure to give her a hard time. Tell her she can't quit. All right. Give a hand for David over there in turn number 1, getting them picked up and rolling all the way back to us, all the way out of Topeka, Kansas out here tonight. Nick Lawn Clinic over there in Heartland right now, and he chose to be out here racing with us instead. We appreciate you coming out.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random.
You all right?
Riders ready.
Oh, you didn't have to give me a
Watch the
thumbs
gate.
up. It's all good. 19, the motor number out on track. 14-year-old intermediates got Laney, Schlotzauer, Harris, and Belgrave. Pretty good shot out of the Falcon of Belgrave in and out of turn number 1. Here comes a shot in the dark. Golden Peddler trying to move on up into the mix. Pedal. Harris hit the deck. He's back up on his feet. We'll give him a sec to get chilled out, but this is going to be 1 rider on out to the main event. Belgrave stayed up on 2 wheels. Going to bring this one all the way back down through the 3 straightaway, trying to grab a transfer spot. Followed up by Schlotzauer and Laney back to the 2-3. Dakota checked out over there in turn number 1. All the way back to me. 1 spot going on out to the main event. Falcon of Belgrave going to get that 1 and only spot out of 19. Dakota's back up on his feet. Y'all, hand. Oh, so close. Heck of a move. Tuck the elbow out and all. I can speak firsthand to that, though. When the rider on the outside got a little more momentum, they catch that elbow. It's so hard to hold on to it. Heck of an effort, heck of a move. You guys can get louder than that. Come on now. That's more like it, ish. It's acceptable, I guess.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate hits the deck on motor number 20, 16-year-old intermediates. Got the smooth operator, Adam Weiss, Kyle Velasquez, Malin Pokup, and Super Cooper Kelly. Got Velasquez and Kelly out running on the 1-2 right now. And Wise, single file in and out of turn number 1. Still, Velasquez, Super Cooper Kelly, Edge Racing teammates out on the 1-2 as we go in and out of turn number 2, all the way back to me. One rider going on out to the main event. Velasquez trying to hold on tight for the one and only spot. Super Cooper trying to reel him in just a little. We go in and out of turn number 3.
Watch the gate.
All the way back to me. That's how it's going to go. Velasquez is going to get that one and only spot out of 20. Turn on over to 21, 41 to 45-year-old intermediates. Got Grant Bradshaw, Lars Jepsen, and Thomas Robinson. Pretty good out of Bicycle Shack colors of Grant Bradshaw leading him down through the 2 straightaway out of KCMO. Looks like Robinson on back to the 2 spot. 742 ride Lars Jepsen on back to the 3. In and out of turn number 2, all the way back to still Bradshaw. Robinson, Jepsen, your 1, 2, 3 single file as we go down through the section.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
Low points racing out of this one. Every spot's going to count all the way back home. Bradshaw going to come home with the ace. Robinson going to get the 2. Jepsen for the 3 out of motor number 21. Turning the page on over to 22, 56 and over intermediate. Got Grandma Mary Wallace, Yellowstone Greg Dutton, and Miss Kitty Westenauer. Looks like Yellowstone Dutton got a pretty good shot on the outside line as we come in and out of turn number 1, followed up by Kitty and Grandma Mary. Jackets are out. Jerseys are covered for the most part. There's a rule, guys. You can't be mean to anybody when they race in this class. We are polite. We are polite in this class, okay? Yellowstone still leading them on down through the 3 straightaway. And Grandma Mary on the 2, 3. This is total points. They're going to do it all night long. These 3 are. So there's more Yellowstone Sunday night. Speaking of wire to wire for this Yellowstone, Dutton going to come on home for the 1 spot. Miss Kitty going to get the overall 2. Ooh, not overall 2. Wow. Grandma Mary for the 3 out of motor number 22. They'll do it all 3 times. Welcome to the expert class. Motor number 23. 7-year-old experts got Holly Shepard, Daly, Combs, Worlich, and Shingleton. Looks like Weston Shepard sitting out front on this one, followed up by Ken Combs, Eula Shingleton, and Eli Holly. Still wow. Shepard, Combs, Shingleton coming around the outside, taking 2 riders on out to the main event. That was for a transfer spot right there. Nice and aggressive all the way back home. The Sheepdog going to get a spot, and Eula Shingleton going to get that 2nd spot out of 23. Good to see the Shingletons out here again. Haven't seen y'all in a minute. 24, the motor number, 9-year-old experts. Got the Golden Boy, Graham Little, Jackson Bowie, Clutch Howard, the Wolverine, Jackman, Juicebox, Bailey, and T-Bone Moorhead. Pretty good shot out of the top 2. Everybody else battling for position, but it is all Bowie and Little out on the 1-2. Looks like T-Bone Moorhead and the Wolverine and Jackman on back to the 3-4. Once again, all Bowie and Little out on the 1-2, trying to reel him in just a little bit as the Golden Boy taking the top 2 on out to the main event. T-Bone trying to find his way up into the mix. Top 2 stretching it on out just a little bit. Here comes Little getting nice and crafty in and out of turn number 3, trying to find a way on up. Jackman going to move on up to the 3 spot. All the way back home, only taking 2 on out to the main. Going to go Bowie and Little. Your 1-2 out of 24. 25, the motor number, 10-year-old experts. Got Creighton Harvest Racing, Case and Murray, Bash Noteboom, and EJ Hawthorne. Hawthorne gave him the squeeze in and out of turn number 1. Got Hawthorne, Noteboom, Murray, and Harvest here 1 through 4 single file down through the 2 straightaway. Got Freaky Fast Colors out on the 1 spot. He's got a whole lot of Ad Astra all over the rearview mirror. He's entering the wheelhouse of Noteboom as we come in and out of turn number 2. See what Bash is formed down straightaway on the outside line. Hawthorne trying to do everything he can to hold him off. He'll survive the 3rd straightaway. 1 more straightaway to go all the way back home. 1 rider going on out to the main event. Noteboom trying to get on by. Hawthorne going to put on a charge. Ooh, wait for the call on the line on that one. Man, EJ did everything he could. '26, the motor number got 12-year-old experts. Got Davidson, and Galbali. Looks like Xavier Davidson running them down through the 2 straightaway right now, in and out of turn number 2, taking total on this one. Got Davidson followed up Galbali, and Davidson running 1 through 3 single file all the way back down through the section, in and out of turn number 3. Low points racing on this one. Xavier Davidson going to go wire to wire. Got a little bit of a challenge out of Galbali out of St. Charles, Missouri for the Dream Team, but it's all Xavier Davidson, Bentley Galbali, and Corbin Davidson. You're 1, 2, and 3. I know what I'm doing. '27, the motor number, 13-year-old experts got the 9, Liam Taylor, Patrick Couch, the Hurricane is Zach Campbell. Looks like Campbell and Couch running them 1, 2, down through the 3 straightaway, in and out of the final corner. Total points racing on this one as well. They're going to do it all night long, all 3 rounds. Back to me, a low point out of this one going to go to Campbell, 2 spot to Couch, 3 spot to Murray. Whoa, Taylor. Wow, names are hard. All right, 25, Bash Noteboom at the line, grabbing up the transfer spot out of that one. That was Noteboom by a hair. 28, now the motor number, 14-year-old experts got Combs, Hingle, Galbali, Kurtz, and Ashley. Looks like the Orange Crusher and Combs outrunning 1 and 2 right now, followed by Galbali, Kurtz, and Ashley. I felt the breeze went by. 2 spots up for grabs in the main event. Freaky Fast Colors trying to find a way on up into the mix, but it's all the Orange Crusher for a spot and Cash Money Combs for a spot out of 28. 29, the motor number, 15-year-old experts got Penny Stafford, Neil Schwartz, and Tyler. Pretty good shot out of Brody Stafford in and out of Freaky Fast Colors, followed by Waylon Tyler, and believe that Schwartz on back to the 3 spot. Down through the 2 straightaway, single file on this one. Still Stafford stretching it on out just a little bit. He's got Waylon Tyler right there in the hip pocket, taking 2 riders on out to the main event out of this one. Still Stafford, Tyler, Schwartz here, 1, 2, 3, followed by Slow Mo Neal and Evan Penny on the 4-5. Single file action coming all the way back to me. 2 spots up for grabs once again. Spot. A little bit of authority going to go to Stafford. Second spot going to go to Waylon Tyler out of motor number 29. 30, the motor number, 17 to 20-year-old experts got Sean Madden, the speed racer, Amir Tolfree, and Darren Nash. Looks like Madden, Tolfree, Nash here, 1, 2, 3 right now, down through the 2 straightaway. Madden keeping it low, Amir going up high as we go down out of turn number 2 through the section. Madden stretching it on out just a little bit. Total points on this one. Every spot's going to count. Tolfree going to tuck it on back for a 2 spot. He's got to win the next 2 now if he wants to grab up the overall. Going to go Madden for a dominant win on this one, followed by Tolfree and Nash here, 2, 3. That'll
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right. Gate is down on motor number 3. 17 to 20-year-old women cruisers got Kitty, Avery Franklin, Miss Kitty, and Chris Carlson running down through the first straightaway, taking 2 riders on out to the main event. Out of this one, got Carlson and Franklin out on the 1-2. Miss Kitty on back to the 3. Once again, not total points on this one. What you see is what you got. Edge Racing Color sitting out front right now. Chris Carlson leading them in and out of turn number 2 all the way back down through the section. Got Avery Franklin on back to the 2 spot. I believe we said, what did we say last week? A 69-year age gap in this moto from oldest to youngest. That is correct. All right, all the way back down through the 4 straightaway, bringing them all the way back to me. 2 spots up for grabs once again. Chris Carlson going to get a spot, and Avery Franklin going to get a spot. Thanks for racing with us, Miss Kitty, out of motor number 3. 4 is the motor number. Got Boy Cruisers going down through the first straightaway. 10-year-old Cruisers was the motor number. Got Team Money Trent Stewart, the Sheepdog of Weston Shepherd, and Racing Case and Murray. Got Murray and Shepherd out on the 1-2. Team Money on back to the 3 spot, rolling down through the 2 straightaway all the way back to me. Once again, not total points on this one. 2 spots up for grabs. No Boom took the spot out of round number 1. These guys racing for 2 spots all the way back home. Team Money, a little bit off the pace. Going to have to do a little bit of digging down through last straightaway and last corner to see what he can make happen. But Racing Case and stretching it out just a little bit all the way back home. The Sheepdog still holding on to that 2 spot. All the way back home, Racing Case and Murray going to get a spot on 3 Wheels crew out of Topeka. And the Sheepdog of Weston Shepherd going to get that second and final spot out of motor number 4. 5 the motor number 13-year-old Cruisers got Galbali, Velasquez, and Fetch. Velasquez flipping the results this time. He's sitting down on the 1 spot, followed up by Galbali and Fetch on the 2-3. Galbali on 1 point right now. Velasquez trying to put himself in a better position for the main event. Galbali just got to hold on to that second spot to maintain some solid points going into the main event. All the way back to us. He's not satisfied with the 2 yet. He wants to get a 1 all the way back home. Galbali going to come on by for another ace. Velasquez for a 2. Fetch for a 3. All right, last call for raffles. If you want to buy them, you better buy them now. Tight top 2 on this one out of motor number 6. Got Jamison and Schwartz out on the 1-2, followed up by Koepka and Harris.
Okay, riders.
3 spots up for grabs. Harris on the outside looking in. Jamison doing all kinds of battling, but the young gun going to slide on by for that 1 spot. Got Schwartz, Jamison, Koepka. You're 1, 2, 3. Harris on the outside looking in. Got a good one coming all the way back to me. Seth Schwartz going to get a spot. Drew Jamison going to get a spot. And little style at the line. Believe the Golden Peddler Harris came on by at the line for that 3rd and final spot. Yep. Again, last call for raffle. Every single prize on that table was donated tonight. And, of course, all proceeds from the raffle and from entry fees for tonight's race are going to Nick and Lindsay Long for Tallulah. Get on over and buy you some. Why not? New rider sliding on up to the 1 spot. 175, Jed Hicks and Maggie Welch going to lead him down through the 3 straightaway. This is motor number 7, under novice. Brecken Murray on back to the 3 spot on the outside, looking in, trying to find a way on up into the mix with what might as well be the Giants ahead of her. Welch going to slide on by for that 1 spot, followed up by Hicks on back to the 2, taking 2 riders on out to the main event. Single file out of the top 2. Maggie, you got a pedal. All the way back home, going to go Welch for a spot and Hicks for a spot out of motor number 7. 8's the motor number, more 5 and iron novice. Got Zoe Holly, Cooper Thorson, and Ivy Gwynn. Looks like Thorson and Holly leading them down through the 2 straightaway. Ivy Gwynn on the outside looking in, trying to find a way on up. Fresh off getting her first 5 award going into turn number 2, season inside line. See if Gwynn takes it. Going to tuck on back for the 3 spot as we come out of turn number 2 down through the section. Single file. Going to go Thorson, Holly out on the 1-2. Gwynn back to the 3 spot, trying to do a little bit of work on a Friday night. Move on up into the program.
Okay, riders. Random start.
Dad, how are you wearing shorts?
Watch the gate.
It is not that warm. He works in a cave. He's like, I'll wear the shorts and be cold for a couple hours. I got to be in hot weather all day long. But leading him down through the 3 straightaway right now. Cooper Thorson sitting out front still. Holly on back to the 2 spot. That's how it's going to go. 2 spots up a grab. Zoe going to get a spot and Cooper going to get a spot. Thanks for racing with us. Ivy got a motor number 8. These pajamas are comfy, dang it. I am so comfortable right now. 9 the motor number 7-year-old novice got Carter Jackson, Charlotte Cuff-Tag, Isabella Gwynn, Jack Murphy. Looks like 39 right sitting out front right now, Isabella Gwynn, followed by Carter Jackson and Jack Murphy out on the 1, 2, 3 loops. Charlotte on the outside looking in, trying to find a way on up in the mix. Go down through the 3 straightaway, still single file. In and out of turn number 3 comes the leader. Still Isabella Gwynn going to lead him wire to wire on this one. Grab up that first transfer spot in a 7 novice main event, taking 3 riders out of this one. Isabella Gwynn going to get a spot. Looks like Carter Jackson going to get a spot and Jack Murphy going to get that 3rd and final spot Wait for him to cross the line. There you go. Thank you for racing with us. Charlotte out of motor number 9. 10, the motor number 9-year-old novice got Declan Hayes, got Pyrozuka Caton, and Remy Robinson. Looks like Remy Robinson leading them down through the 3 straightaway right now, followed up by 31 ride Declan Haynes coming out of Topeka, Kansas. Cairo on the outside looking in as we go down through the 3 straightaway. Once again, total points on this one. What you see is what you get. Only the top 2 going on out to the main event as we go all the way back to the stripe. Looks like Haynes going to get a spot. Oh, maybe. Haynes and Robinson going to get those 2 spots out of motor number 10. 11 is the moto out on track. 11-year-old novice got Wyatt Dutton, Haley Velasquez, and Blake Johnson. Looks like Johnson and Dutton out running 1 and 2 right now as we come down through the 3 straightaway. Single file. Haley Velasquez trying to find a way on up into the mix, into the main event as we go down through the 3 straightaway.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Here we go, in and out of turn number 3. Dutton staying right back to the 2 spot. Velasquez doing all she can to bump on up to the main event, but it's going to take a charge all the way back to the stripe. One more jump. Dutton got to survive. He'll do it. Going to be Wyatt Dutton and Blake Johnson getting those 2 transfer spots out of motor number 11. Thanks for racing with us, Haley. 12, the motor number out on track. 13-year-old novice got Henry Jepson, Connor Arnold, and Chase Conway. Looks like Jepson and Conway out on the 1-2. Chase trying to move on up underneath. Not quite going to make it stick. Going to go on back to the 2 spot still. Henry and Chase out running 1 and 2. Connor Arnold on back to the 3 spot as we go down through the section. 2 spots up for grabs in a main event. This one is not total points. In and out of turn number 3 all the way back home. 2 spots up for grabs. Henry Jepson sitting out front right now trying to hold on wire to wire, but not without a battle from Conway. That's going to be your top 2. Jepson going to get a spot, and Conway going to get a spot out of motor number 12.
Ready. Watch the gate.
13, the motor number out on track. 15-year-old novice got Wyatt Peary, King Henry Campbell, and Carson Hawkins. Pretty good shot out of Hawkins this time. No flat land at the bottom. Go King Henry, though, in and out of turn number 1. Nice little hole shot, same way he did in round number 1. Carson right there on the 2 spot, trying to keep it steady. Stay right there close as we go down through the 2 straightaway. Still, King Henry stretching it on out just a little bit out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Got KCMO Carson Hawkins on back to the 2 spot. Peary on back to the 3. Little points on this one once they're racing for low points all night long. Every spot's going to count towards their overall at the end of the night. King Henry trying to lock down 2 aces through 2 rounds all the way back home. That's how it's going to go. Campbell going to come on back for a 1 spot. Hawkins going to get another 2. Peary for yet another 3 out of 13. I don't think so. 14, the motor number 6-year-old intermediate's got Baby Cake, Austin Miller, Cabo Hall, and Piper Harves. Looks like Baby Cake Miller sitting out front on this one, believe on a borrowed bike as well, rolling in and out of turn number 2. He's sitting on his seat for some reason. Got Miller, Hall, Harves, you're 1, 2, and 3. We go in and out of turn number 2, down through the 3 straightaway, single file racing on this one still. Baby Cake stretching it out just a little bit. Got Cabo Hall and Piper Harves running back to the 2.
Ready. Watch the gate.
All the way back home. That's how it's going to go. Low points racing on this one as well. Miller going to come on back for another 1 spot. Kasem Hall going to get another 2. Piper Harves for another 3 out of 14. 15, the motor number out on track. 10-year-old intermediates got Saucony Hall, Brennan Hale, and Lightning Lachlan Campbell. Got Hall and Campbell out on the 1-2. Hale on back to the 3 spot, taking on out to the main event. Just 2 moving on. This one is not total points. What you see is what you get. Betty Hall sitting out front on this one right now. Lightning all over that rear view mirror. Got Hale on back to the 3 spot. Got Lightning and Hale running 2-3. My favorite joke I've been able to make so far, completely on accident too. Single file in and out of turn number 3. Hale got a pretty good shot to move on up in the program. Got to put on a charge down through the last straightaway. Not quite going to have enough. Lightning going to try to move on by, but it's going to go Campbell and Hall, your top 2 moving on to the main event out of 15. 16, the motor number out on track. 11-year-old intermediates got Chase Mode Curly, Zack Attack Bass, and Benny the Jet Bass. Looks like Chase Mode and Benny the Jet out running 1 and 2. Zack Attack trying to find a way on up in the program. On back to the 3 spot right now. He's just a little ways out. Chase Mode playing some defense as we go in and out of turn number 3. 2 riders moving on out to the main event once again. Zack Attack taking a dive in turn number 3. Not quite enough. Got to hope for a mistake out of the top 2. Not going to get it all the way back home. Going to go Curly and Benny the Jet Bass getting your 2 transfer spots out of motor number 16. 17, the motor number getting a little bit faster. 12-year-old intermediates got Mackenzie, Hunter Conklin, and London Johnson. Got Conklin and Roberts out on the 1-2. Johnson on back to the 2-3 spot, trying to find a way on up into the mix. Not total points once again. What you see is what you get. Top 2 moving on up in the program. High down through the 3 straightaway. He says hi to me every time he goes by. Still got Conklin Roberts out on the 1-2. Roberts had a line on the inside, didn't take it. Johnson got to do some work now to move on up into those top 2 spots. Going to choose to get some airtime instead. All the way back home, Hunter Conklin going to get a spot, and Mackenzie Roberts going to get a spot out of motor number 17. 18, the motor number, 13-year-old intermediate's got Skaggs, Fetch, Welch, Morgan, and Hyder leading them down through the 2 straightaway. Benjamin Fetch out front right now, followed up by Skaggs and Morgan. Got Welch sitting on the bubble right now. Hyder on back to the 3-5 spot, trying to find a way on by, but it's single file for the top 4, stretching it out just a little bit.
Attention.
Still Fetch, Skaggs, Morgan, Welch. 1 through 4, Hyder trying to find a way on up into the mix on the 5 spot. Came up here from Topeka, Kansas on a Friday night. Got to have a little bit of luck go his way, though, down back to the line. Fetch going to get a spot. Skaggs going to get a spot, along with Bentley Morgan and Adelaide Welch. Out of 18, 19, the motor number. Harris getting through turn number 1 nice and clean this time. Got Laney, Schlotzauer, Golden Peddler, Harris. Dakota leading him down through the 2 straightaway right now, followed up by Schlotzauer and Laney. Single file down through the section. AOT color stretching just a little bit. Putting down a clean lap. This time, wasn't able to show that speed. Round number 1, he's sure showing it in round number 2. Not sort of once on this one. What you see is what you get. Top 2 moving on. The Golden Peddler going to get a spot, and Mark Schlotzauer going to get a spot out at 19. Thanks for racing with us, Mr. Laney. 20, the moto out on track. 16-year-old intermediate's got the smooth operator, Adam Wise, Malin Pokup, and Super Kelly. Got Kelly and Pokup running 1 and 2 right now as we go in and out of turn number 1. Still got the smooth operator on back to the 3 spot, but this one is single file all the way down the 2 straightaway. Edge Racing Colors out on the 1 spot, followed by Pokup and the Purple Heart Racing Rider, the smooth operator on back to the 3. Still single file down through the 2 straightaway. Wise trying to do a little bit of work on a Friday, see if he can move on up to the main event, but he's got a little bit of work to do going out of turn number 3. Kelly stretching it out just a little bit, trying to get a little bit of a safety net all the way back home. Little airtime out of Super Cooper. Going to go Kelly for a spot and Pokup for a spot in your main event. 21, the moto out on track. 41, 45 intermediates got Bradshaw, Jepson, and Robinson. Got Bradshaw and Robinson out on the 1-2. Jepson on back to the 3 spot. Total points racing on this one. They're going to do it all 3 times all night long. Lars, that scared me a little bit.
Attention.
If it scared me, you're sitting in the corner. I can only imagine what you heard. All the way back down the stripe. Low points racing on this one. Bradshaw going to come home with a 1 spot. Robinson for another 2. Jepson for yet another 3 out of 21. 22, the moto number. The gentlemen's and gentleladies moto going out of turn number 1. Still looking like Yellowstone Dutton leading them down in and out of turn number 1 for a whole shot. Grandma Mary on back to the 3 spot. Miss Kitty for the 2. Total points racing on this one. They're going to do it all 3 times all night long. Hardcore Realty Colors. A Dutton out front now, followed up by Kitty on back to the 2 spot. Grandma Mary back to the 3.
Attention.
Man, I can feel the breeze. It's like NASCAR when they go.
Riders ready.
Damn warm.
Watch the gate.
Out of turn number 3, still Yellowstone Dutton lead them all the way back to me, followed up by Miss Kitty on back to the 2 spot. Grandma Mary on the 3. Once again, they're going to do it all 3 times tonight, racing for low points. Yellowstone Dutton going to get another ace, give him 2 low points going into the main event. Miss Kitty going to come home with 2 spots. Grandma Mary for the 3s. 23, the motor now. Welcome to the expert class. Got Elijah Holly, Seth Daly, Kane the Whole Combs, and Jace Werlich. Got, looks like Combs and Holly out on the 1-2. Daly on back to the 3 spot. Jace Werlich trying to do a little bit of work to move on up to the top 3. We're only taking 3 riders on out to the main event, going down in and out of the 3rd and final corner. Still the Hulk doing it for the Bicycle Shack crew, sitting out front. Got his teammate of Elijah Holly in tow. They're going to go 1-2, stretching it out a bit. Edge Racing Colors holding on to that 3rd and final spot. Seth Daly all the way back home. That's how it'll go. The Hulk going to get a spot. Holly going to get a spot. And Seth Daly going to get that 3rd and final spot out of motor number 23. 24 is the motor number. 9-year-old experts got Clutch Corbin Howard, the Wolverine and Braxton Jackman, Juicebox Bailey, and T-Bone Moorhead. Got Bailey, Jackman, Moorhead running 1, 2, and 3. Clutch Howard on the outside looking in, trying to find his way on up to the main event. Riders going on out. Freaky fast 1 through 4 right now. Inside lines in turn number 3. Clutch got a whole lot of work to do. Going to get some momentum down the 4 straightaway. See what he's got for T-Bone all the way back to me. Bailey got a safe spot. Jackman got a safe spot. T-Bone going to hold on for that 3rd and final spot out of 24. How much fun is that one to watch every week? 25, the moto out on track. 10-year-old experts got Harves, Murray, and Hawthorne. Got EJ Hawthorne leading them in and out of turn number 2. Racing Case and Murray on back to the 2 spot. Harves on back to the 3.
Attention.
Creighton, you ain't even trying.
Okay, riders. Random start.
He said I hit the gate.
Riders ready. Watch
That
the
doesn't
gate.
affect his 3rd straightaway, though. Right, that was a long time ago compared to now. 2 riders up for grabs in a main event. Going to go Hawthorne and Murray for your 2 spots out of 25. I raced for 10 years. What do you mean I don't know the feeling? 26, the moto out on track, 12-year-old experts, Xavier Davidson, Bentley Galbali, and Corbin Davidson. That's your 1, 2, 3 in and out of turn 2. Bentley's all over the rear wheel, going to try to down by Davidson as we go down through the 3 straightaway. Edge Racing out on the 1 and 3. Dream Team colors out of St. Louis, Missouri on the 2 spot. Galbali trying to tie things up going into the main event. Low points, total points racing on this one. All the way back home. Got to run on Cruiser in round number 2. See if he can get by in class. Not quite enough. Going to go Davidson, Galbali, and Davidson, your 1, 2, and 3. Xavier going to come home for another 1 spot. Bentley Galbali for a 2. 27, the moto out on track. The Nightmare, Liam Taylor. Patrick Counts on the Hurricane is Zach Campbell. Got the Hurricane and the Nightmare running 1 and 2. Counts on back to total points on this one. Once again, they're going to do it all 3 times all night long. Counts on back to the 3 spot right now, looking to tie things up. The Nightmare is for that 2 spot all the way back home. Going to go the Hurricane for yet another ace. The Nightmare for a 2. Counts for a 3. Those back 2 are tied up going into the main event. 28, the moto number now, a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. Comeback Kid Kurritz leading him in and out of turn number 2. A little bit of airtime on, not quite. Going to go Galbali, Kurritz, and Ashley in this one. Got Kurritz and Ashley out on the 1-2. Galbali trying to find a way on up into the mix. It's St. Charles, Missouri, trying to keep the dream alive coming out of turn number 3, but the Comeback Kid stretching it on out a little bit along with the Gold Coast Daylight colors. Ashley, that's how it's going to go. 2 spots up for grabs. Ashley and Kurritz going to get your transfer spots out of 28. 29, the moto number, 15-year-old experts. Got Penny, Neal, and Schwartz. Got Slow-Mo Neal sitting out front right now, followed up by Seth Schwartz. Penny on back to the 3 spot, taking 2 riders on out to the main event.
Attention.
Ooh. Rounding out round number 2. All around the outside goes Schwartz. 2 spots up for grabs. Doesn't matter who finishes 1-2. They're sure racing like it, though, all the way back home. Bicycle Shack colors of Schwartz going to lead this one from turn 3 to the stripe. Going to go Schwartz for a spot and Slow-Mo Neal for a spot out of motor number 29. 30, the motor number 17 to 20-year-old experts. Got Madden, Tolfree, and Nash. Are they tying things up? Boring. Got sitting out front right now. Here comes a 2 straightaway out of Tolfree and Madden. Back to the 2-3 spot. All the way back home down through the 3 straightaway. Man, they're coming. Oh, scares me every time. I act like I'm going to high-five his wheel. I'm like, that's going to hurt. Tying things up all the way back down through the 3 straightaway. They're going to be winner-take-all in the main event. Darren Nash going to come home for a 1 spot. That'll give him 4 points. Tolfree for a 2. That'll give him 4 points. And Madden, you guessed it, 4 points going.